I've been going to Alcoholics Anonymous for a year, but things just seem to be getting worse and worse.
Can you commit to not drinking for a period of time?
I can, but it's pointless. Alcoholics Anonymous says that if I could have stopped, I would have, but I didn't, so I cannot. It's a disease that only a miracle can cure.
I practice moderation.
Good for you, but it's impossible for me to moderate, because I'm an alcoholic. If I even eat food with alcohol in it, it triggers the disease and I'll drink to oblivion. I had a relationship with a woman in Alcoholics Anonymous. She told me I was sick, and needed to give up, and give back. When I told her I was not comfortable doing that, she said that I was selfish, manipulative, and dishonest. That didn't seem healthy to me. Since then, I've been more depressed, and I've been drinking a lot.
Well, yeah.
So, a friend suggested I go to a therapist to work through all this.
I don't really agree with Alcoholics Anonymous. It's not the way most countries deal with addiction.
It definitely doesn't seem to help me. But they say I shouldn't try to think for myself, so I keep going to meetings, hoping that I'll get it. I'm waiting for the miracle.
It sounds like you need more people in your life who are not in Alcoholics Anonymous.
My boss told me there are other ways of doing this. I'd like to go through the Smart Recovery Workbook with you. I think it will give me a different perspective. Everything Smart Recovery says is pretty much opposite of what Alcoholics Anonymous says. It makes more sense to me.
I have to tell you that I'm not an addiction specialist, but I have been learning from my supervisor. He told me that I, basically, need to call you out on your bullshit.
What do you mean by that?
I don't really know.
I'm starting to think Alcoholics Anonymous is what is bullshit. Obviously it hasn't helped me, and they just keep telling me to come back even though it's not working.
I suggest that you go to meetings, work the steps, and get a sponsor.
I don't agree. I've already done that. Is your boss in Alcoholics Anonymous or something?
I don't think so.
Oh good. I've decided to just stop drinking. I'm still going to meetings, but only to see people. I don't share anymore, because I don't agree with it.
That's great. Keep going to the meetings.
Well, I've been starting to notice that I keep thinking I'm powerless, insane, defective, and dishonest. I read the Alcoholics Anonymous books, and I doubt myself a lot.
My supervisor said that now that you're sober, you're trying to catch up with all the life you missed out on.
What do you mean by that? I've been living this whole time. It may not have been ideal, but I have experiences. I have a good job and learn things all the time.
I don't really know.
It's as if Alcoholics Anonymous is trying to tell me that I'm not really living if I am not loving Alcoholics Anonymous. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't make much sense.
I'm starting to think anyone who drank as much as I did would experience the same effects. It seems like I just made some bad choices, and I'm just a normal human being.
My supervisor says that I need to maintain strong boundaries with you, because you are very likely taking me for a ride. I recommend that you go to this addiction specialist.
Okay.
You're looking for someone to go on this journey with you, but you're going to have to go to some very dark places, and not all therapists can do that. You are developmentally stunted by years of drinking, and you have a lot of fear. You find it very difficult to trust. I recommend you go to a 12-step outpatient rehab.
Okay.
Alcoholism is a progressive, fatal, incurable disease. Now we'll watch a movie about this kid who acts out until he finally learns to trust the counselor he's forced to see.
As an addict, you are vulnerable. The opposite of vulnerability is trust. You have to learn to trust the counselors and psychiatrists.
You are also a dual diagnosis, which means you have mental illness as well. We have special groups for that, which will educate you on the importance of taking your medications.
I just keep getting more and more depressed. All this treatment is costing me over $1,000 a month now, and it doesn't make much sense. It seems like they are all in AA. I really just want to keep talking to you. I think it was really helpful just to have someone to talk to that I didn't have to pretend was helping me.
That's the problem. I can't help you. I'm not an addiction specialist. I want to help you, but that's just my codependency talking. This therapy isn't good for you.
Please, I need to talk to you. I think I understand what's going on.
Your therapist is not going to call you back. You have been referred to an addiction specialist. If you are not happy with this one, we can refer you to another one.
No, please. Okay. Okay.
Patient has stopped going to all addictions counseling and 12-step meetings, and has thoughts of suicide, although he says he doesn't intend to actually kill himself. Patient has an inappropriate attraction toward a female therapist who no longer wishes to speak to him. He speaks as if he's totally powerless. Inpatient rehab is recommended.
How can we help you?
I don't know. I'm just really depressed and I want to be back in therapy with someone who will just be willing to see what is happening to me.
Therapy was really helping my brother. Now he's getting really worse and just lays in bed all the time.
I was in inpatient over Christmas, and now I'm on $300 per month worth of medications that are not helping me at all. I just want to be back in normal people therapy. I think it was a really important relationship for me and I don't want to just be referred again and again to new counselors.
It wasn't a relationship. You need to be in recovery.
These people are not helping me.
I'm really sorry. It was scary because my sessions were making you worse. My door is not necessarily closed to you permanently.
I'll give you a special referral to an inpatient rehab. It's okay to talk about your bad relationship with your therapist, but not until you are in recovery.
I think they are lying. He's just trying to force me into AA, or get rid of me, and I'll never get back into therapy.
They said you can get back into therapy. I was there. You just need to trust them. We'll get you into rehab.
No, I do not want to go to a 30-day inpatient 12-step rehab for $17,000.
You don't want to commit to the inpatient rehab, so you can go back to the outpatient rehab.
I don't want to do the 12 steps. Can you just provide me with whatever you offer that is non-12-step based?
I'm giving you a step 1 worksheet.
This worksheet makes me list my faults and tells me that I am strong enough to quit, is a bad thought that will lead to relapse. I would like to discuss this with you.
I agree it doesn't make much sense. But it would not be therapeutic to discuss your issues with this worksheet.
Can you be in contact with my therapist so that I can talk to her again?
I had a very frustrating session with your client.
I am doing what you told me to do. I'd like to schedule another session to discuss it with you.
Okay, but I can't do Tuesdays anymore because that slot has been filled. It would have to be sometime during the morning on another day. Oh, hold on. I actually have to talk to the addiction specialist first.
This client has not been fulfilling his side of the contract.
I am writing a letter to inform you that you have been referred to a highly trained addiction specialist. 12-step meetings were also recommended.
I don't want any more of your so-called treatment. I just want to talk to my therapist. You told me you are an AA member, and I don't trust you.
Frankly, I am insulted that you think I am not open to other solutions. It's all in your head. Nobody is forcing you into AA. And AA is not a religion. Your client thinks that if he just stops drinking, that qualifies him to be recovered.
Okay. I've been seeing you for 2 months as required. I want to get back into therapy. Tell my therapist that I have jumped through all the recommended hoops.
Your client is doing well and has my approval, but he seems ambivalent about seeing you again because it may distract him from his recovery.
I've been doing what you guys told me to do for 5 months now, and spent a lot of money, and I'd like to schedule an appointment to tell you about my experience.
How often are you in treatment? How long have you been going?
I just want to tell you about my experience. I'm not going to do any addiction treatment ever again.
I'm not going to schedule an appointment with you. It wouldn't be therapeutic.
I can't believe I've been jumping through hoops for months to hear this. You are all liars. Nobody is listening to me. I can't trust any of you anymore.
Maybe you can trust your higher power.
I am filing a complaint.
You are harassing us. You are terminated. Under no circumstances can you contact us again.